Okay, so a good reminder, be careful out there because that snow is coming.
We can't say that enough, right, Alana?
And a lot of those areas you just saw under winter alerts as well. So we have snow happening now, and that's going to continue to fill in. Let's stay with the cottonwoods. Ooh, White Pine, you look really snowy, and you're going to stay that way. This is where the accumulation comes from. We're going to get quick rates when it comes to this snowfall for the overnight. The biggest punch right behind the cold front. Let's look at some of those winter alerts because what you're seeing in pink, winter storm warnings, and that is for the Wasatch Mountains, western Uintas, Wasatch Plateau, Central Mountains, and in purple, we've got those winter weather advisories because as rain transitions over to snow, slick conditions are expected with visibility going down. Now, that's going to really pack a punch tonight. It's already happening in northern Utah, and we're going to continue to see that bring impacts through the overnight. Icy conditions for tomorrow morning. Even the southern mountains have a winter weather advisory, and we're going to see accumulating snow stacking up. Look at Logan. High Cache Valley, we see you, wet roads, snow coming down. Check out the roof of this building where the snow is already stacked up. As these cold temperatures fill in, it will become road slush, and that gets slick. Forewarn radar right now sweeping the region, and we're seeing more areas turning over to snow. That band, the front over the lake there as we look towards Ogden, a few holes, but that will fill in here in the next little while. Backside of the Wasatch, seeing straight snow. In green, you're dealing with rain. That includes Davis County into Salt Lake County and Utah County. Bit of a mix over in the Tooele and Rush Valleys and I-80, very windy, and now we're getting snow filling in. So this is the burst that we talked about, that cold front on the move in the last few hours. You see it right there sweeping through Salt Lake towards Utah County, and the switch over in the 9 o'clock hour, here we go, to straight snow. We're going to continue to see that happen for the next hour along the Wasatch Front. Check out the wicked winds in Wendover. Kathy, you're great for sending this to us, but the winds just cranking, 25 to 35 mile per hour sustained winds, gusts up to 55 miles per hour, and that picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay, the winds have been tough all day. Gusty southwesterly winds, big numbers put out at the airport, Provo, Logan, look at the West Desert. So really gusty conditions, and even behind the cold front, those winds remain blustery. It's why we have wind advisories remaining in effect until the early morning hours. That does include Tooele County, the Great Salt Lake Desert and Mountains, Castle Country, and down in southern Utah in and around Lake Powell. The swell, I bet, is going to get real gusty too. High temperatures today. Okay, we're coming off of a weekend in the 60s. Spring fever started to set in, and we made it to the upper 50s in Salt Lake today, way above average. But now winter shows up and reminds us, don't get too comfortable. 65 in Moab, 66 in St. George. Temperatures take a serious tumble rolling into tomorrow. Here's the front on the move. Put Futurecast into motion here. And you're going to see this slide into central Utah. Look at the wet weather along the I-15 corridor as we roll through tonight. Snow by midnight in Utah County, the mountains, and starting to pepper in Castle Country and central Utah. Even the chance of wet weather towards the Four Corners with that cold front, making it down south by the early morning hours. We get northwest flow behind this cold front. You know what that means? Well, the chance of some showers. Moisture potential is still here. So tomorrow morning through the afternoon, isolated showers expected in valleys, while the snow will continue to accumulate in the mountains. As we look at that high pressure, it's like, hi, I really want to move in. I really want to take over and dry things out. It does by late tomorrow and into Wednesday. So we get a drier midweek. This is a quick mover, but a great reminder that winter has fury. As we look at the snow potential, you notice the western Uintas, the Wasatch Mountains, and northern Utah, really, really healthy, but accumulating snow all the way down to southern Utah, where the southern mountains have that winter weather advisory. How much snow? It's the question of the day, 1 to 4 inches for our valleys. Now, this does include northern and southern Utah and over I-15. Benches, a little healthier at 2 to 5. Remember, the heaviest precipitation is following the cold front, which is happening tonight. Mountain valleys at 3 to 6. Wasatch back winter weather advisory. 8 to 16 for the northern mountains. 10 to 20 if that northwest flow gets cranking for the cottonwoods. Half a foot to a foot in the central portion of the state's southern mountains, getting measurable snow. snow. St. George will see isolated rain showers before they dry out heading into the midweek. Now we get a break, but it doesn't stay forever. We dry through Friday, and then the chance of precipitation starts to climb again as we go into the weekend. And you want to know what's funny about that storm? It's a little similar to this one. I'll show you what I mean. 20s and 30s for tomorrow. We're going to struggle to get out of the 30s, which is a huge departure from the 59 we saw today. More than a 20-degree temp drop. 30s and 40s in eastern Utah, 57 in St. George. Here's a look at the next 7 days in Washington County. The warming trend underway as soon as this storm exits. Rain Saturday and Sunday. The Wasatch Front keeps it interesting, so we get some isolated snow showers, dry conditions. Thursday, the winds come back. Friday, slight chance we get some wet weather, and then another storm for the weekend. But peep Sunday, another cold front could drop us to the 30s and bring the potential of snow. That's cute.
Wow.
That's so cute.
As if we didn't have enough on the top end.
I was like,
now.
right?
Yeah.
Like,